What's up, everyone? Zach here. Today, we are going to be discussing authenticity and what it means for brands. So, if you have a business or organization and you're trying to build an authentic brand, this video is for you. Warning, this is nothing more than my opinion on the subject. So, make sure to do your research, get some thoughts from multiple sources, multiple professionals and experts in the branding and marketing industry. Don't just take my word for it. I'm only sharing my experience in the brand strategy world after working with multiple brands and observing the landscape of the brands that are attempting to be built and fostered out in the world. So, we are going to be talking about authenticity. But let's back up for a second and first state that it's 2024. And one of the things that I've observed over the past, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, let's say 6 years, people have begun to trust brand names less and less. Before, 10 years ago, having a brand was everything on the marketing side of things because it enabled you to do a lot of things that you couldn't do unless you had a brand. But what I'm seeing is people are trusting brands less and less. They're trusting them less with their money, with their time, because they're worried that these brands are not who they claim to be. And they have good reason to think that. So, we as brand strategists, as marketers, we've solved for this by attempting to humanize the brands of businesses and organizations. So, what does that mean? Well, we figured out that people like other people for certain reasons because people have personalities. They have, certain ways about them that makes them unique from the person next to them. It's the reason why you like some people and dislike others. It's because of their personalities. So we've taken that same thought process and applied it to brands as a whole to humanize and create a personality around a brand as if it's a person so that it can behave as a person, so that it can be likable, so that it can stand out from the crowd, so that you can form reason and rationale in your head as a customer about why you like some brands and not others. Brand personality is the key for that. And a term that has been thrown around all the time over the past few years has been authenticity. And people use this word authenticity to mean lack of professionalism. And that's not really what it means. When you hear people throwing around this term authenticity, you'll often hear them justify, okay, we don't really have to worry about lighting. We don't have to worry about audio. We don't have to worry about the level of video or photo production or anything that's coming out of our business. We don't even have to worry about it anymore. We can just kind of do it halfway because we're doing it authentically. Because the authentic way to do something is to do it without exhibiting much effort. But that's not what authenticity means to your customers. If you're assigning a personality to your brand and you want that brand to behave like a person, the way to be authentic as a brand is to behave in accordance with your personality, with a personality. People, we as people, we get happy, we get upset, we get sad, we get angry, we go on the offensive, we get defensive. There's a lot of traits about humans that make us who we are. And yet, I see so many brands get to the point where they might express some of that negative emotion that a human might express, and then they zip their lips, they be silent, and they don't say anything. A lot of times, this is due to polarizing subjects that may affect those brands. But let me tell you what your customers actually want. If you are running a brand, if you're a marketer, if you're a strategist, if you're a business owner, listen to this. Your customers and the people who do business with you, who buy your product or donate to your nonprofit, they want you to be a human just like them. So if you do something wrong, they want you to admit it and let them know about it. If you do something right and they still criticize you for doing something wrong, they want you to defend yourself and explain why they're wrong. Yet there's so many brands that come up to this scenario and then they just zip their lips, they say nothing. Well, I want to tell you this as a strategist that in many subjects where your audience expects you to say something and you say nothing, that's just as loud to them as you saying something they do not want to hear. You need to have this in your mind all the time, no matter what you're doing as a brand. You need to just burn this statement into your brain. Your brand is not what you say it is, it's what they say it is. Meaning, your brand is an individual's or your audience's gut feeling about your business or organization. So at any point in time, you need to operate as if everything that you say influences that gut feeling. You can tell when people are around you and they're disingenuous. You can tell when they're not telling you the entire truth. You can tell when they're being overly happy or when they're trying to manipulate you. You can tell all of these things. And your customers can see when your brand is actually being authentic and behaving like a genuine person and when it's not. And when it's not, your your customers, your audience are going to lose trust in you. They're not going to believe what you have to say. They're not going to exchange their money and time for your products and services any longer. The key to being authentic as a brand is humanizing your brand and then behaving like an actual human. Now, this doesn't mean that everyone can manage the brand, the entire team of 12 people manage your brand, and each of them behaves differently when they're stewarding the resources of that brand. No, you still need to define an a consistent personality, a way to behave online, but you need to not step away from behaving like a personified human when crap hits the fan. Because a lot of times, behaving appropriately in those circumstances, like an actual human, is what is going to buy more trust and loyalty from your target audience, from your customers. But, anyways, I just wanted to get on here and say that because I've run into this scenario multiple times in the past 8 years, and I've seen other people handle it correctly. I've seen others handle it incorrectly. And I want you guys to be able to handle it correctly in a way that is going to positively benefit your brand, in a way that's positively going to benefit your business and your customers over the long term. But yeah, it's an hour past my bedtime. I was just really thinking about getting this off my mind. I was worried I wasn't going to be as passionate about the subject tomorrow morning. So there's that. I appreciate your time. Yes, I am wearing green today because I forgot to wash my black t-shirts yesterday. So whenever I forget to wash my blacks, I have like 3 or 4 emergency greens that I wear, and that's what happened today. So yeah, I hope this video helped you. If you have any thoughts, concerns, opinions, questions, anything like that, please drop those in the comments below. I would love to engage with you and just converse with you about this topic. Or if you have a question about something else regarding brand strategy, marketing, videography, photography, design, anything like that, just drop it in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any questions. And yeah, I hope this helped. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.